Mr. Boo.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. It is time for Mr. Boo, the championship guru, to take over the Entertainment Guru's YouTube channel. Because this past weekend, April 19th and April 20th, that's right, we had WrestleMania 41, and it should have been, and it could have been 2 nights of the most electrifying show in all of sports entertainment, bigger than the World Series, brother, bigger than the Super Bowl, if I will. But no, so we only got half of the brilliance. The electricity was only halfway cranked up because night 1 was a flop. You see, I went into night 1 and I was there from start to finish. And you know what I have to say about night 1, WrestleMania 41's night 1? It was the worst WrestleMania night 1 streamed this side of God's green earth. And I'm going to tell you all the reasons why night 1 was terrible. And the one saving grace night 1 had was its main event. But let's break it down. I'm going to break it down for you. Break it down for you on why I think each match gets the rating that I think it deserves. And why night 1 was a flip, flop, and a plop in the toilet, brother. We're going to start with Jey Uso. We're going to yeet Jey Uso versus Gunther. Now this match was good, but it wasn't great. And what was that finish? Okay, this match was good because it literally had the storytelling behind it. Okay, great, cool, gotcha. I could have watched this on the USA Network, on Netflix, on Sci-Fi. I didn't have to tune into Peacock for $9.99 to see this match take place. And what was that ending? I'm going to give this match a 2.5 out of 5. Or if you're going on a scale that's way up there on a 10, we're giving it a 5 out of 10 because it was good. Gunther was showing his power. Jey was showing his resilience. We had the splashes. We had Jey showing that he had power and could actually lift and slam Gunther. We had Gunther with the chops. Jey's chest was looking red. It was looking so bad. But then you want to know what really looked bad? Is at the end of it when little old Jey Uso, which should have ended in Jey, just super kick, Gunther, kick out, like Jey should have been on his last limb, maybe gave him one last super kick, spun around, fell over, out of exhaustion on top of Gunther. 1, 2, 3. No, you know how it ended. Jey Uso, who is like half the man that Gunther is, and I like Jey. Yeet. I like main event Jey Uso, and I wanted him to win the title, and congratulations, we got an Oos up in there with the championship belt. But what did he do? Wait, Gunther tapped out to Jey Uso in a sleeper hold? Gunther, another way it could have went is Gunther could have had the sleeper hold on Jey like he does, tight, making Jey beg for his life. Jey drops the arm once, drops the arm twice, or doesn't even drop it at all because I think they only drop it at 1 now, which is ridiculous. But he could have fought, rolled back, rolled Gunther into a pin. 1, 2, 3, stole it, WrestleMania victory, WrestleMania moment. But Gunther tapping out, what were you thinking? What in the Triple H hell were you thinking, Paul Levesque? That isn't the game. That's not the game we came to see. That's not the game we came to play. We wanted to see Jey actually win it, legitimately fight harder and harder until he couldn't fight no more. And instead, it was Gunther that couldn't fight anymore. What is going on in the worldwide sports of entertainment? This wasn't the way to kick off WrestleMania 41. Nah, and then to continue on, we had the second match. Again, that first match, 2.5 out of 5, 5 out of 10, whatever your scale, it gets half of whatever the hell your scale is, because it was only half as good as it should have been, because that ending was terrible. But I digress. we're going on to match 2. And let me tell you something. I like the New Day. I like their heel turn. I like the War Raiders. You know what I didn't like? I didn't like this match. This is the one match I think everyone just could do without on the match card. And I'm not putting anything past or above or below. I'm not putting anything on anyone. I'm not saying none of these tag teams can get the job done, because when it comes down to it, they're 2 great tag teams. And yes, it was great to see the heel version of New Day actually get the gold and take it home. But this was another match that I didn't have to stream, brother. Ooh, no. It's not even an ooh, yeah. It's an ooh, no, because it lacked the cream and it lacked the crop for what these 2 teams could have brought. And I don't know why, but I feel like there was a theme starting from match 1 all the way through until we finally get to the main event. And that thing that I'm feeling, that tone that this is taking, is that everyone is just phoning it in. It's like they called them up and said, "Hey, War Raiders, yeah, you want to be at WrestleMania? Sure, yeah, okay, you're gonna be there." And then Usos, "Hey, yeah, hey, we're phoning this in. You want to be there? You want the gold? All right, we're gonna give it to you." It was a mistake to have this match on the card. Oh my Lance of what is happening in the worldwide sports entertainment business, because it sure as the hell wasn't happening in this match either. I give this match a 2 out of 5. A 4 out of 10. Usos, or not Usos. I have been hit over the head way too many times, way too many chairs. I mean, the New Day. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston deserved better. The War Raiders deserved better. This is Wrestlemania. This is so far from when they came out on the Box of Bootios and they stole the show. This was mediocre at best. Like I said, they were phoning it in. They got phoned in to be there, and they phoned in the match, and they were handed the belts, and we'll do something with you later. We're not doing it here on the grandest stage of them all. Again, what in the hell is happening? What was with the writing and the matchmaking for night 1? Because now we're going into the third match, which is a match that should have had the fury, should have brought the pain. We should have felt the revenge, the anguish, the hatred, the jealousy. I felt robbed. I was robbed. It's just like some of you would rob me of my title, like John Cena with a low blow, but we'll get to that later in the video, because that was on night 2. Oh, yeah. Right now I'm talking about Jade Cargill versus Naomi. The setup was fantastic. It was electrifying. We waited all this time to see Jade Cargill layeth, thus smacketh, and downeth. Ooh, yeah. We waited for Naomi to step up and show her that it doesn't just take muscles and brawn, but it takes a little brain and smarts and some speed along the way to get the job done. What did we get? We got another TV event, another dark match, another live match, another match that could barely be called a match. We got the cream without the crop, and the crop without the cream. Now let me tell you something. I was excited about this match going in. I wanted to see Jade Cargill win, and damn it if she didn't win. But oh my God, where was the tension? Where was the storytelling? Where was the revenge story? Where was the jealousy? Where was the bitch fight, if you will? Where was the almost getting counted out because you're just beating the hell out of each other outside of the ring? Where was Naomi showing Jade Cargill that she had just a little bit of gas in the engine to get going a little longer than the time they were actually given for that piece of trash match? I digress. It was still at least decent enough to get a 2.5 out of 5. It was still just barely hanging on enough to get a 5 out of 10. But now we go to match number 4. Match number 4. L.A. Knight, yeah, versus the Samoan Werewolf. Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, congrats on the title win. You're with me. You're a championship, a guru. But that is nothing because you won it in probably one of the better matches as we're leading in to the main event because Jacob Fatu is so talented. A man of his size being so quick, being so strong, being so agile. The whole moonsault into the blunt force trauma and then the kick out. There was actually some excitement in that because LA Knight literally blunt force trauma, the BFT, the man, the werewolf, the Samoan bulldozer, if you will. Shout out to Umaga. Jacob Fatu, the enforcer, the bigger of the two men, the unstoppable Samoan. Could not be stopped. And LA Knight had him at almost every turn. And what happens? The man goes flying through the air. Blunt force trauma, kicks out just to go flying through the air one more time. That beautiful, beautiful Samoan moonsault. The thing that wrestlers are made of. Jacob Fatu is the real deal. He is the total Samoan package. Congratulations on your win. And congratulations on being the highest rated match thus far because you get a 4 out of 5 or a 6 out of 10. You guys actually somewhat pulled the show back together. But then, ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, let me tell you something, brothers. Let me tell you something, sisters. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Let me tell all of you on YouTube something. This match here was a real stinker. And I don't know if it could have been saved if Rey Mysterio wouldn't have been injured and he would have actually been in there instead of Rey Fenix. Hell, I'm glad Rey Fenix got his Wrestlemania debut. I like Rey Fenix. I love Penta. I love those Lucha Bros. But you know what I don't like? I don't like some stupid gimmick where somebody we know is Chad Gable going around like he's some El Grande Americano and he's got the little plate in his head. Wouldn't that hurt him too? Like, this has been the dumbest storyline I've ever seen in my life. I was halfway expecting that it was going to bring back Aleister Black, not put Chad Gable in a fake American luchador mask. I mean, who does he think he is? He's out there and it's like he's Elon Musk dressed up like Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump dressed up like Lady Liberty. You're not even Spanish. You're not even tan. You're not even tall. You are nothing. You are the same short little shorty G, Chad Gable, and we can tell you got the same moveset. It is such a dumb storyline, and I don't even know what you got against the Luchas, but it's a little racist storyline as well. Let's just sweep this whole match under the rug. Because I'm telling you once again, he had to cheat to win, and it would have hurt him too, because it's a metal plate on your forehead. It doesn't take anyone to realize 1 + 1 = 2. Steel plate in the mask hurts the opponent, also would hurt you too. I'm going to give this match literally a 2 out of 5. I'm going to give this match a 3 out of 10. Hell, I'm going to actually erase this, just like I want to erase the whole El Grande Americano bullcrap that we have to put up with. I'm going to sweep everything under the rug. I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5 and a 1 out of 10 because this was the worst match of night one by far. It lacked the electricity. It lacked the excitement. It lacked the smackdown, the luster. It lacked any kind of storytelling at all. It was short. It wasn't sweet, nor was it to the point. It was the same old bullcrap we've been handed day after day after day here in the WWE, and I'm not having it. You get 1 star all across the board. You get 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5. Take the mask off and just be Chad Gable already. Again, what in the wild world of wrestling entertainment are we having to put up with? Because then we actually move on to a woman's main event that we've been excited for. We've been extremely looking forward to because it's Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. And we wanted to see Tiffany get her ass kicked. At least I did. But at least I wanted to see a good match no matter who they had win, no matter who was slated to walk out of this really bad night one, holding the gold like Mrboo championship, a guru. No, instead, we got a match full of what seemed to be botches and animosity and real life hatred for each other. The only good part about this match is watching the welt form on Tiffany's forehead and watching her smile with those jagged little teeth that Charlotte knocked right down her throat. The athleticism was there, but the pacing was so slow. The storytelling up to this point has been so good, so personal. Cheap shots being taken, and this is what we're given? This is the match we're given? It was like over before it even started. It never even got out the freaking gate. They're both doing moonsaults. They're both showing that they've got the goods when it comes to athleticism. Charlotte hits her move off the top rope. There's kickouts. There's a little bit of momentum going here and there, but for the most part, boring. Not one of Charlotte's better matches. And matter of fact, it's like every Tiffany Stratton match I see, because I don't know why she's got the strap, because I don't think she was ready. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there hating on me for that. Well, you know what? Come get some, because I am not one to do anything when it's Tiffy time except for walk the hell away, because she does not have any talent. She does not have any skills, and she wasn't ready for the big leagues. And here she is walking out of night one champion, and that doesn't surprise me, because night one is the biggest pile of monkey crap that you could ever polish up, turn sideways, and shove right up Tiffany's backside. I was expecting something more from Charlotte Flair, and I think Charlotte had to carry the match, and by carry the match, I mean call everything, because it looked like Tiffany didn't even know where her head began and her ass finished. I thought the night was done. I thought the night was over. I thought we couldn't see light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, no. It was just actually getting better. Just to end the main event. And if you want to know why I didn't rate that last match, it's because it gets a 0. Do you like Tiffany Stratton? Do you like WrestleMania Night 1? It doesn't matter if you like WrestleMania Night 1, because it's trash. It is the biggest pile of trash that I have ever witnessed on God's green earth. Except for that main event, because we have Chicago's own CM Punk. We have Seth freaking Rollins, the architect. We have the tribal chief, the OTC, the head of the table. We have Roman Reigns. Now, I acknowledge this main event because this is the only match of the entire night that I could have actually watched and watched again and again and again. It had feeling, it had storytelling, it had exciting moments, it had close calls, it had finishers, it had kickouts, it had betrayal. It had alliances I never thought were going to be formed. And let me tell you something about those alliances. Ooh, yeah, let me talk to you. If Paul Heyman doesn't come out dripped in Seth Rollins swag on Monday Night Raw, I am going to be so upset. If he doesn't dress and talk and take a little hint here and there from Seth freaking Rollins, I don't want any part of it, because I want to see him coming out with the rubber boots and the boas and the fanciness, because that's what Paul Heyman needs to do if he's going to be a Seth freaking Rollins guy. The main event was saved only because you had 3 real top-tier professionals in there, and they stuck to the storytelling. They stuck to the emotion. Even not being handed the win, CM Punk's smile on his face said it all. He main evented WrestleMania. He did a good job. In fact, they did the best job of the night, and I give this match literally a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10. It couldn't have been any greater if the great one himself was actually in the match. It even had the infamous chair shots to the back. It had everything you needed to end the night in shock and awe. Great wrestling, great storytelling, great twists and turns, Alliances are formed, alliances are broken, chair shots, everything was so perfect in night one. So night one overall, some of the entrances were really cool. Hell, one of the highlights that I like besides the main event, I'll give it a 10 out of 10, is we got our man, we got my man, we got everyone's man, Jelly Roll up in there, and he sounded beautiful. He sounded amazing. He's looking great on his weight loss journey. So shout out Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll to start the show, 10 out of 10. All the rest, big old pieces of crap lit on fire and thrown in a dumpster to start the dumpster fire that became the whole damn night. And then we finally get it put out and we get some actual talent and storytelling in the main event. CM Punk, Rollins, Reigns, you guys brought it down the house. Ooh, yeah. But now I gotta sweep that to the side. So night one as a whole, I'm giving it like a 3 out of 10, a 1 out of 5. There was only 2 things that stood out to me, and it was Jelly Roll and the main event. Everything in between was just squish, squash, and squabble, and you could have seen it on any show without paying a $9.99 premium fee to stream that crap. Let's go on to night 2. Yeah, night 2. Night 2 actually brought it. Night 2, ooh, let me tell you something. It brought the fire. It brought the heat. It brought the flame. It brought surprises. It brought everything that WrestleMania was supposed to feel like. It was like night 1 was a pre-WrestleMania. Hell, night 1 couldn't even stand or deliver next to stand and deliver, because NXT stand and deliver. Shout out to NXT. You guys brought it, and you guys always bring it, and you guys kept me on the edge of my seat. Night 1 of WrestleMania, I was like, whoop, woo, Jelly Roll. And then I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, when's the... And then the main event, and I was like, yeah! So let's talk about night 2, because night 2, I kept that whole yeah for most of the night. Night 1 felt like pre-WrestleMania. It felt like a pre-show. It felt like an appetizer next to the main course, the feast that was WrestleMania Part 2, night 2. WrestleMania 41 on Sunday night. On Easter, they brought it. It was like night 1 hid the eggs. No one could find the damn eggs. And then night 2, someone swept on in there, got them all, and said, look at this. This is entertainment. This is what I'm selling you. This is WrestleMania. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Well, for those of you in attendance and those watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get ready to... I'm talking WrestleMania 41 night 2. That's right, it broke it down. It broke through the walls of Jericho. It actually brought it. See, WrestleMania night 1 had me so disappointed for the fact that the only highlights were Jelly Roll and the main event that I went into night 2 with a lot of speculation. But let me tell you, night 2 brought it. Night 2 was about people digging, scratching, fighting, clawing, and doing anything they could to get to those titles that were taken from them, or titles that they wanted to see at WrestleMania come home with them. And it all started with one woman who was bound and determined to get the job done and to take her rightful championship home. And that was Rhea Ripley, and she was versus not only Bianca Belair, but the champion, the woman who took her belt from her, Io Sky. Now this was a great opener. Ooh, yeah, you want to know what it had in it? It had super riptides. It had KODs. It had a moment where Io Sky literally got kicked in the face, rolled back, and Bianca just rolled her right in to a KOD. It had everything. It had Rhea jumping off the apron. It had Io taking, of course, to the sky. It had Bianca whipping people with her hair. It had it all. It had it all. It was a 20-minute highlight reel. 20 minutes of extreme and most electrifying moments in WrestleMania Night 2 history. And you know what really just kind of twisted and grinded my gears is that these 3 women gave it their all, and they were only given a 20-minute time slot. Now I'm giving this a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10, because you know what they did with that 20-minute time slot? They filled it with highlight after highlight after highlight. And even though, in the end, Io Sky was still your champion, the way that it ended, you thought we were going to have a new champion. And then Io, out of nowhere, just bam, right on top of both of them. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Io took to the sky and walked out the champion. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Rhea, Bianca, Io, that was a WrestleMania match. That could have been Night 2's WrestleMania main event. But we'll get to the main event in just a minute, because as we've got off to an electrifying start, we kept it going because Drew McIntyre coming out looking like the Doomslayer, taking on Damian Priest, coming out with fire and a guitar solo from Slayer. This match had everything from beginning to end, and you know what it also continued to have? It told the story. It put another chapter in the book. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. Before I even get into how good this was, it is a 5 out of 5. It is a 10 out of 10. It kept the electrifying moments that WrestleMania is known for going in a Sin City street fight. And just like Night 1, where what stays in Vegas should most certainly stay in Vegas. Nah. See, Night 2 with Rhea, Bianca, Io, Damian, and Drew, definitely what happens in Vegas needed to be seen all around the world by the millions and millions of the WWE fans. Because this street fight, it took off right where the beginning triple threat match ended. We had people throwing steel chairs. We had tables. We had stairs. We had heart. We had guts. We had glory. We had claymores. We had the winning blow with a claymore in the corner with Damian wedged between Drew McIntyre's foot and the steel chair and pole. We had a brawl for it all. They didn't hold back. Night 2 as a whole didn't hold back. And Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, you certainly brought it. And even though I wanted to see Damian Priest, the Street King, walk out as the Street Fight champion, as the Street Fight victor, as the winner, unfortunately, Drew McIntyre knocked him so senseless he was seeing birds like on the old Looney Tunes shows. And it didn't stop there, because then we go from a great triple threat match through that glorious street match where we actually had one too many headshots, remember. We had stairs, chairs, and tables. Oh my. Oh, and don't let me forget about the claymores, the South of Heavens, and the Razor's Edges. But we're going to get into a fatal four-way match now. We went from 3 to 2 to 4 because we had Braun Breaker defending his title not only against Penta, but against Finn Balor and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This guy looks like he's dirty. And no offense, I'm a big Rey Mysterio fan. And hey, I gotta hand it to you, Dom. You're the best heel I've ever seen, because oh my god, people hate you more than the Grinch, who is literally compared to a greasy, a black, a heel. You have it all. You are the cream of the crop of the hated circle. Now we had Carlito getting involved. We had luchadors flying around. We had Finn Balor taken to the skies. We had betrayal. We had it all in this match. Braun Breaker always brings it 110%, but what do you expect from Rick Steiner's son and Scott Steiner's nephew? We got to see Carlito once again, if it wasn't enough for the one spear on the walkway on Raw where Braun Breaker turned him inside out and flipped himself over. We got Carlito getting hit so hard, he flew over, almost way over the announce table before landing and breaking right through it. Braun knows how to break people. Penta put on a good show. We got to see that Spanish sunrise. We got to see him grab Finn Balor and do the arm break thing. We got to see Finn and Dom go back and forth. Do we work with each other? Do we not work with each other? Are we brothers? Or are we enemies? Ooh, yeah, this match had it all. Let me tell you something. This match even had a great finish. Although, be it, I'm only going to give this match a 4 out of 5 and a 9 out of 10 because it kind of sort of reminded me a little bit too much about something I'd seen earlier in the night with Rhea and Bianca in a pinfall situation and Io Sky coming out of the sky. Moonsault pin. Yeah, the match was good. It was great. But to be great, you gotta be a leader. You can't be a follower. You can't be a copycat. Because see, this is how it ended, right? It copied the main theme of the opening match. There was multiple men, like there was multiple women. There was a close pinfall broken up by someone coming off the top rope. You see, the algorithm isn't there. The algorithm isn't yours. You stole the algorithm. It's like you didn't know how to write a finish and you said, well, remember the finish we wrote for Rhea Ripley's match? Let's do it again for the Dirty Dom match. And this is exactly how it ended. See, Dirty Dom was going up. Dirty Dom was put down. Finn Balor went up. Finn Balor coup de grace. Finn Balor was in a pin. And then just like Io Sky with a moonsault, here comes Dirty Dom doing the exact same thing. Doing what his Uncle Eddie would have done. And he didn't lie. He didn't cheat. But he damn sure stole the show and the ending of the first match as he frog splashes both men and pins Finn Balor, thus putting an even deeper wedge in between the Judgment Day. This match loses a star because it just had to steal what was already done a little bit prior in the night. A little bit earlier, we've already seen that finish. Why are we seeing it again? I have to say it one more time, one more again. What in the wild world of sports entertainment? I mean, I get it. He's the nephew of Eddie Guerrero's. Lie, I cheat, I steal. You didn't have to steal the exact same deal that ended the first match. But congratulations to you. Not only are you now the world's most hated heel, but you are the Intercontinental Champion. Shout out to you, Dirty Dom. You are following right in your father's footsteps, and I know he's got to be proud. But now that's not all, because we had some more matches coming. And we didn't even know who was going to be in the matches because, unfortunately, it was supposed to be Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. And it would have been a good one because there was heat and they're both professionals. They go back a long way in the industry. Randy Orton is a legend. KO is a legend in the making. He is a legend on the independent circle. But unfortunately, unlike me, Mr. Boo Championship Guru, Kevin Owens went and got himself a boo-boo. Yeah, my neck hurts too, but I didn't quit. I didn't stop going to the shows. I didn't give up my belt. And I won't be laid out for a year. Oh no, but in all honesty, I hope Kevin Owens gets well. I hope he comes back, makes full recovery. We like Kevin Owens. But I just had to do a little of the trash talk because we're talking WrestleMania and we're talking Randy Orton. Now, who was Randy Orton's opponent? Everyone thought it could be Rusev or Aleister Black as they are rumored to come back. But no. Someone in the millions and millions of fans watching worldwide and in attendance in Las Vegas had to say his name. So we got Randy Orton versus the TNA champion, Joe Hendry. Say his name and he shall appear. And we believe in Joe Hendry, only I believe that Joe Hendry didn't believe in himself, or maybe he was just channeling his inner Edge and Christian and wanted to take that 10-second pose, that pose that he always does. And he sits there and he's like this. And then he's like, you believe I smile so pretty? And then boom, right out of nowhere, RKO. RKO. Now I'm going to give this match a 3 out of 5. I'm going to give it literally a 6 out of 10 because it was great to see Joe Hendry from TNA. It was great to see Randy Orton get his WrestleMania moment this year on night 2 of WrestleMania 41. But let me talk to you. Yeah. This match can't go any higher because this was practically not even a match at all. The only thing that makes it great is this moment right here. I'm going to show it again. I'm going to be like John Madden and be like, boom, out of nowhere. Boom, out of nowhere. And you know what? After the match, Randy Orton gave him his props. He said, Joe Hendry, my man, welcome to WrestleMania. And then you know what he did? You know what he did? He told him, oh, I got something else to welcome you to. The 3 most feared letters in sports entertainment and another RKO. Thank you. Good night. Welcome to WrestleMania. See you later. Go back to TNA. The Viper is always coiled and he's ready to strike. And even though they said his name and everyone believed, he got a bit. Then we got to talk about a little slower, a little duller moment. AJ Styles, one of my favorite people. Watched him on TNA. Just loved AJ Styles. And then there's Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan Paul. This match could have been great. They're both athletic as hell. But once again, just like night 1, I'm thinking that the show that we got and the finish that we got with the little Logan Paul helper, the little Logan Paul wannabe, the little Paul impulsive podcast friend trying to give him the knucks. And then we've got Karrion Kross out here with Scarlett trying to embrace it, AJ. Hit him with the knucks, AJ. Just, the match was so mundane up until that point, and then you add that into it, and I'm like, it's almost like I'm watching Friday Night SmackDown. I thought this was WrestleMania. I thought this was something supposed to be electrifying. I thought this was supposed to be something everyone worldwide wanted to see. Well, I got 2 words for this match. It sucked. And it could certainly suck yet. I didn't quite say it, YouTube. I didn't quite say it. But if you think I did, come on down and try to tell me something about it. Because I'm going to put you in your place. And I'm going to censor you, YouTube. The match really can't get more than a 2.5 out of 5. Maybe a 2, maybe a 3 out of 10. AJ, my man, you just didn't bring it in. Logan Paul, it's like you were phoning it in just like everyone on night 1. And the ending, we've seen this before. We've seen it time and time again. In fact, we'll see it in the main event. Like, what is really going on? This WrestleMania, something was not on. Something was not on. Something was off. Something was really off about this WrestleMania. It wasn't the great one. It was nearly another one. But we had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez up next versus Lyra Valkyria and a mystery opponent who wasn't really that big of a mystery because we saw her the night before and she was excited to see that Seth freaking Rollins became a Paul Heyman guy. The man, Becky Lynch, is back and they are the new tag team champions. Her and Lyra Valkyria versus Liv and Raquel. And I gotta tell you, it was a pretty decent match. It was pretty good. I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5. I'm gonna give it like a 4, 5 out of 10. It was pretty good. It was nice to see the man, big time Beck's back. It was a really good, well, I would say surprise, but it really wasn't a surprise. We all knew that she was there because social media, well, you can't hide from social media. Just like you can't hide from me. Because social media will run wild on you every single time. Just like I'll run wild on you, all of you brothers and sisters who will testify. But it was a good match. And it was nice to see Liv get her ass ass handed to her and make Liv eat her words, because Liv Morgan decided to come out in the world's most disgusting, whorish, nasty little outfit, and it was great to see the man put that little bimbo in her place and walk out the new women's tag team champions. That was a decent match. Like I said, I will give it a 3 out of 5. I will give it a 5 or 6 out of 10. Hell, it could even be better than that. What do you think of it? What do you think of the Becky Lynch, Valkyria, Liv Morgan, Raquel match? It doesn't matter what you think, because this isn't your channel. This is my channel, and I am the most electrifying man this side of YouTube. But that brings me to the most non-electrifying match of the night. And I gotta give up the gimmick. I gotta give up the cringe. I gotta give up the talking like a wrestler, because now I gotta be Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, a wrestling fan. Yeet! Cody Rhodes. Loved him as Stardust. Loved everything he's done. I loved Dusty Rhodes. I loved Dustin, aka Goldust. I hated Cena when he first got there. I learned to love him. Big John Cena fan. Cena versus Cody Rhodes here. Main event, WrestleMania 41, Night 2. We gotta talk. Okay? For one, what in the hell are you thinking bringing Travis goddamn Scott back in here? Why is Travis Scott even involved? Travis Scott does not know what he is doing. He took a crossroads, and then he couldn't even help Cody get himself out of the ring, much like at Elimination Chamber, where he legitimately beat Cody Rhodes like it was the UFC. Wrong 3 letters there, brother. Wrong 3 letters. WWE is not UFC. If you cannot get on board, you need to jump overboard and swim ashore, because you're not bringing anything to the product. In fact, the whole place went quiet, and it wasn't even in shock and awe. I think it was, what in the hell is he doing here again? Which brings me to the match. It was slow, it was methodical, it had great moments, it had some great kick-out moments from the AAs, and a moment where Cody got out of the STF, and they actually called it the STFU as a throwback, because this is the last time we're going to see Cena at WrestleMania. This is his farewell tour. We got to see Cody Rhodes jump off the rope several times with the Cody Cutters. It was a spectacular match. It was actually slow paced, but it was telling a story, and it was showing wrestling at its finest. And then you bring out Travis Scott, and then you bring out the finish. At least Dominic Mysterio knew that Io Sky had something that he wanted to steal. That was a good finish. I'm going to take that. The finish with John Cena and Cody Rhodes was a low blow and an AA. This is like the Jey Uso Gunther thing. Why couldn't it be that Cena just couldn't put Cody down? Cody kept kicking out, and finally, John Cena or Cody Rhodes puts the finishing blow, the exclamation point on the match. We know he's heel. We know he's a piece of crap. We know this is the dark side of Cena. We know this is something he's been wanting to do for a long time, and he's probably going to be really good at. The facial features, the nonchalant entrance, everything. This is what Cena's been waiting for. And you let them tell you that this is how you're going to end the match? A low blow and an AA? John, not even Dominic Mysterio would end his match with a low blow. Not even Ric Flair, and he's the dirtiest player in the game. This was so on board to be a great night through and through. And not only did AJ Styles and Logan Paul just not feel like they were up to my par, or anyone else's, I think, for that matter, or the par of the rest of the matches. The other matches set the tone. They didn't bring it. The ending of John Cena versus John Cena versus Cody Rhodes did not bring it. And it was a terrible main event because of the way it ended. It had its good pacing. John's a little older, John's a little bigger, Cody's a little younger, a little faster. They were doing their thing, mixing it up, and it was great back and forth and great kick out after kick out. Every time the ref would go 1, 2, everyone would, because there was a kick out. And then you end it like that? You stole the ending of the main event of night 1. Yeah, Paul Heyman your own match. I have to give it a 3 out of 5. I have to give it a 4 out of 10. Because we already, again, seen this finish with Paul Heyman low blowing not 1 but 2 people. And then you're going to put a man like Super Cena in the position to where he is going to rack another man to get a victory, to get a championship. Even where he wore it out backwards. Perfect heel behavior. Really, really nice. Bad finish. Good match, bad finish. That's what it is. And I'm just going to tell you, night 2 was way better than night 1. Night 2 almost gets a 10 out of 10. I'm going to say night 2 gets an 8 out of 10 because it had 2 matches that just didn't deliver. And it did have a match end pretty much the same way the opening match ended, with Dom and Io doing like the same damn thing. Night 1, literally, night 1, you could sweep it under the rug, you could shine it up, polish it up real nice, turn it sideways, and stick it where the sun don't shine. But night 2, it was so good. It had its little mid-card down match in the middle, and it had such potential to be great in its main event. But unlike night 1, I'm sorry, Cody, Cena, your ending just took you out of the race. I gotta say, for the entirety of WrestleMania, the best main event was Roman versus Punk versus Rollins, with the betrayal and the new Paul Heyman guy. That's how you do a main event, and the best match overall. And this one was hard because it ties in there with the street fight. I have to give it, and I'm sorry, Drew, do not do me like you did Damian Priest. Do not kick my head into a steel chair and a pole. Do not DDT me on the steel chairs. And Priest, I love you. I'm sorry, but I got to go with your Terror Twin. The best match of both nights is Rhea, Io, and Belair, because they were only given 20 minutes to open night 2, and it was literally highlight. It was spectacular. Now, overall, night 1 and night 2, I'm going to have to say this WrestleMania, definitely, it's like a 6 out of 10, a 4 out of 5. It wasn't quite there. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, 8 out of 10. That's where I stand on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been... Wait a minute, no, I need to do it. I gotta do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, and this is Oh wait, I don't want to say his name. Anyway, this is my YouTube channel. This is what I do, all things entertainment. If you liked WrestleMania, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment down below. Do with anything with this channel what you will. Let me know what you thought of WrestleMania, this, that, and everything in between. Support the channel, don't support the channel, thumbs up, thumbs down. We all got WWE wrestling love. And I've been Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, and I am out.